Hey everyone, so first of all I wanted to say thank you for 500 subscribers. I started a little less than 3 months ago uploading daily, and it's been difficult and hectic at times, but I'm really glad to have you guys here supporting me along the way. Your comments have helped me improve at making videos, and even the game itself, which I really appreciate. So today I decided to play some discard aggro. I've played a lot of aggro decks in the past, but never played discard aggro for some reason. Then it got some new cards, but Sion sort of kicked Jinx out when he was released. So I wanted to build my own version, and see if it was still a playable deck. Now I was pretty happy with the results. I went 7-2, so basically an 80% win rate, and that was like while making mistakes. Since I never really played discard aggro before, I wasn't making the most efficient plays, but I was still winning so much, which is a really good sign for the deck I think. Some of the combos in here just are way too strong for a lot of decks to deal with, especially any decks that don't have any healing. By turn 5, a lot of the time they're basically dead just straight up to attacks. And even if they do survive, you're gonna have Get Exciteds and the Jinx rockets to finish them off. So honestly, I kinda just made this sort of on the fly, but I'm really happy with like all the ratios. It felt really clean for me today. So I guess first of all, I'll start with the champions if you guys don't know what they do. Draven, when you summon it or strike, you get a Spinning Axe. A Spinning Axe is a 0 mana burst speed spell that gives something 1 attack, but you have to discard a card to use it. So it's basically just a spell that lets you discard things for free, as well as buffing the attack of one of your units, usually Draven, because once he strikes with 2 different axes, he levels up, gets an extra attack, and gets Overwhelm on top of the quick attack, and every time he strikes after that, he'll get 2 axes. But it's basically just the best card still, even after the nerf, to be able to get a bunch of free different discards. It's really good for like burst speed summoning, Grenadiers, and the Flame Chompers from Boom Baboon. Then Jinx is just a quick attack for 3 for 4 mana, but once she sees that your hand is empty, she levels up, and then she becomes a 5/4 I believe, and whenever you empty your hand after that, once per turn you get this rocket, which is a 1 mana, deal 4 to the enemy nexus, and then 1 damage to their whole board. The rocket is really nuts, and what's cool is you can actually level this up and summon the rocket in 1 turn. It's kind of hard to do with mana and everything, but technically once you discard your hand, a lot of the time you're discarding it based on like a Rummage or a Poro Cannon or something like that. But let's say you have Jinx down and you Poro Cannon the other card in your hand, now your hand is empty, Jinx levels up. If you still have 2 more mana to play both of those Poros, your hand will be empty again, which will let you summon the rocket. And so the rest of the deck is basically built around discard synergy and going wide. So for the discard synergy part, we have again the Poro Cannons, which kind of help for both. They discard synergy and help you go wide because they're 2 different units that are pretty cheap. Draven's biggest fan isn't necessarily discard, but it is kind of because it gives us like an extra chance to draw Draven, which is our best like discarding champion because of the axes. So playing this kind of lets you get a Draven, which makes it so you will be able to discard a lot of things later. So I guess it kind of ties in, but it's basically just like running a 4th Draven in the deck. Now Zana Urchin is you play it and discard 1 card and you draw 1. By the way, you can actually negate this effect if you want. If you just go to play this card, you can actually click on the right side and it'll let you summon, I think it is. I think it says like skip or summon. You don't have to actually discard a card to play this if you don't have a good enough hand for it. Well, at least for me today, I haven't had to play this without having a good target to discard, which is something to keep in mind. Then Grenadier is a really good aggressive card. To play this card, you actually have to discard 1, but usually you're discarding this card to get the free copy of it, which can sometimes be used to get a good burst speed block, but usually you just end up putting in extra damage, right? It's like a really good turn 1 play. If you have 2 of them, technically you could play them both, like you use 1 to discard the other one, and then you get like 6 damage on turn 1, which is pretty crazy. Also, Zanai onto Grenadier is not bad because it's like a 5 damage turn 1 play. Worst case scenario, you can like Poro Cannon it onto the field and then play your 1 Poro and deal 4. So just like this is a really good like turn 1 play, helps you get a lot of damage out, especially later when you get like axes, you can kind of throw them out there for free. No matter when you draw this, it'll be pretty much useful, but preferably turn 1. Now Boom Baboon, again, it's like discard synergy as well as going wide synergy, because it is a unit itself. Then it gives you a Flame Chompers, which is a 2 mana, 0 attack, 2 health unit with Challenger. When you discard it, it gets summoned for free. Fallen Rider wants to be discarded because then it turns into a Risen Rider, which is a 4/2 Fearsome. And this card is actually crazy right now, I think, in this meta. For some reason, a lot of decks can't deal with this, especially on turn 2. And getting that 4 damage in can just be devastating for them later on, especially if you can get multiple of these onto the board. Also, a lot of the times with aggressive decks in the past, you usually want to attack on odds like turn 1 and 3, but Risen Rider actually makes your turn 2 plays not bad because a lot of times they can't actually punish it on turn 2, but they would be able to do it on like turn 3, as well as combined with another card that's played on evens, which really makes the deck consistent and being able to perform with like no matter what turn you get the attack token on. The one of Rummage is just kind of there because I didn't really know what else to put in. I didn't really want another Draven's biggest fan. or another survival skills. I don't really know what else to put in, but it has some good discard synergy. Make sure you don't run out of steam totally. Also good, again, like I mentioned, for getting a Jinx rocket in the same turn. Like if you have Jinx down, you can discard, empties your hand, so you level her up, and then you get 2 more cards to play to be able to get the rocket in the same turn. And sometimes you can cheese out like a Flame Chompers and a Grenadier or something like that with 1 burst speed action, and it's really strong. Get excited as burn and discard. And then survival skills, you can just play this legitimately for 5 mana to make sure none of your allies can die, which technically could be strong against like some matchups. I wonder what it'd be, maybe against like avalanches and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. Usually you're not using it for that purpose, but it's just something to keep in mind. But usually you're just keeping one of your big units alive, like your champions, to just make sure they don't remove like one of your big units getting in a lot of damage. Really good, especially with the axes or power cannons. So then like for the go wide portion of the deck and just general aggressiveness, we have the house spiders. So it's for 1 action you get 2 different units. Then we have Arena Battlecaster, which when you attack you give other attacking allies +1 attack this turn. Obviously you get more value from this card the wider your board is. Then we have Vision, and when it's discarded you grant all allies +1. So you technically wouldn't mind just straight up playing this card if you really had to. But for the most part you're going to be able to discard this and just push a lot of damage through if you have a really wide board. And then crowd favorites like the king of wide boards. So when you're summoned you get +1/+1 for each other ally you have. Those can potentially be a 7/6 if you have a full 5 wide board before you play crowd favorite. And mind you, so it can be pretty big attack, but it can also be buffed up with your visions or your axes or your battlecaster. There's actually quite a few games where you just play this crowd favorite and the enemy's like, yep, I can't deal with that, and just have to surrender. Board, like this deck allows you to go so wide for such a cheap amount of mana. Like in some cases paying 0 mana to play units and stuff like that. It's so crazy, you can spend such a little amount of mana to get such a wide board and then just play crowd favorites down and then protect them with like survival skills to make sure they get the damage in and maybe get a second attack. Yeah, so this deck is really fun and good. From playing it today, it kind of makes me jealous that I never actually played this when it was like considered really nuts. Because I can't even imagine like how good it would be if it was actually like apparently way better before. Because it felt so nuts today. So many games just had to end on like turn 5, and again I'd never played this deck before, so I was like definitely not as efficient as I could have been, probably at least in a couple games for sure, and it still felt insanely strong. Although to be fair, I wasn't playing against a lot of like Shadow Owls and Bilgewater with a lot of like Make It Rains and Vile Feast and stuff like that. So if you are playing against stuff like that, obviously this is really weak into that. But if you're not playing against like decks like that, I recommend you give this a try. Like unless I just got really lucky today, it might be like a really good deck still. And yeah, that's about it. So again, thanks again for 500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. And on that note, if you guys haven't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Maybe even like the video if you liked it. If you want to see me play anything in the near future, you can leave a comment below. I make a Runeterra video every single day, so the extra ideas are definitely useful. If you guys do leave ideas, I really do try. Just some days I don't have much time to play, and I try to play these strange decks and they just don't really go well, and I have to kind of chalk it up and just kind of get around to it later. But I really do try to like play you guys' ideas. It just sometimes maybe I'm unlucky, maybe I'm bad with it, or the meta is just not kind to me that day in the short amount of time I get to play. I can't always get around to it, but I will eventually try to get around to it. If you guys do want to remind me, I don't mind that. Like I really don't like mind being nagged and stuff like that. Like I make these videos for you guys to enjoy them, right? So, yeah, hope you guys like it. Thanks. Alright, let's see which aggro deck is better. I have a suspicion that it is not mine. Actually, what if I keep everything? Because this like looks like it can go pretty wide, right? Just remember. Alright. I guess this is just better, right?
I've got your back.
Yeah, he kinda has to play that, right? I feel like this is kind of not that good right now. I like the idea of playing this maybe. I could discard this later. It's just because this actually is likely to get through because it's fearsome, whereas these like can be like blocked for value possibly. At least the one drop can. There's a block with this, and then hopefully these get in.
I'll stop you.
Okay, not bad. Get some damage in. We gotta block one. I think I'm down to play this one because if he goes for like a rally, I'm gonna get excited. Okay.
My life for the order.
No rally. Is this the better unit to play? Reach other allies will be 4, right? It'll be, what, a 6-5? It's pretty good. Overwhelm. But Draven could also go Draven into Fallen Rider, which is kind of crazy too. I mean, technically this is more damage, right? Even though that's a lot, this is technically more.
Time for the main event.
But also, we're not going to get the same value out of crowd favorite unless we do it right now, right? Also, if we did this, we could get excited. Yeah, we should have done crowd favorite, right?
You cannot escape.
I'm actually so close to being able to have lethal if I just like were to Akshan to here and then do this. But I think what I'd do instead then is just do that. And then even if he has like a twin, he still dies, right? He'll even axe. He sees the axe, right? He must have rangers, right? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't even go for it. Like, I must know he has rangers, or else why would you do that play? Because you see the axe in my hand. It's kind of just trolling, I guess, on my part.
My beautiful face. Only the worthy survive. Claim what is ours.
This isn't really punishable unless he has Ghost, which I don't think many versions are running. I guess we'll see though.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
This lets us discard for a Flame Chompers.
They'll never see us coming.
Maybe we're supposed to keep this alive actually, because it gets us in like 4 more damage. Rally doesn't kill us.
Rules are made to be broken.
Probably play Jinx, because we're very likely able to discard, activate it next turn, I think.
We're doing it.
Also, you might not have another barrier rally based on, or else I feel like you always play it as soon as combat starts, don't you? Let's go. I mean, I was like, I don't play this shit ever, so it didn't honestly feel like we were in that good of a position. Might have bungled it, I don't know. But we had like so much damage throughout the whole game. We got probably Shen. We do attack on 3, so it's actually possible we keep Draven, but we have to kick everything else, right? I mean, Draven isn't even that good, and maybe we value more like of just our early game, and we want to have more options to draw our early game. You could consider kicking it, and Draven honestly isn't even that good anymore. I mean, they don't really have an answer though, do they? I might just get another one anyways, right? I don't really want to necessarily. Okay, this is not the best hand, but we can work with it. We have our Risen Rider. We have our go wide on turn 3 into our crowd favorite turn 4. We actually have a really good hand if we were attacking on evens.
This way. Go.
If I let him play the barrier unit, it gives him like free value, so I think I just play this first. I really don't want to let him like just twin this. Okay, it did work.
Water changes but never breaks.
Yeah, maybe I should have just went wide, but it felt like it was like the reward wasn't gonna match the risk. So this is a pretty big unit that he can't get over even with quick attack. Got a pretty wide attack going here. I wonder if I was supposed to play the other crowd favorite. I'm kind of down actually. If he has stun, that's kind of awkward. But like we have Pro Cannon to do the survival skills. By the way, which one does it go on to? Your strongest ally. Is it the one on the left? Like if I attack, does that matter? The order in which is the strongest?
You like frogs, huh?
There is no dispute.
He's actually dead.
Immediately.
Do you like magic? Why, hello.
This is a pretty good turn 5 attack, I think. He's down to 1. I think we just take it, right? There's nothing really to do here. If he had ever taps below now, probably dies. Oh, that's not good.
This way. Go.
You must get by these first.
How does this work with like him denying this? It goes on this regardless, right? Even if he denies. Oh, we got him. Let's go. That was like, that was a silly attack on our part. And if we attacked on evens, it might have been like still really good, right? Because we would have had the fearsome attack on turn 2, would have been 4 damage. And then our next evens attack would have been like 6 wide still, right? For our 7/6. But I mean, attacking with both of them on turn 5 might have been better though. Because he couldn't play Radiant until that turn. I don't know, but that was crazy. That was like really fast. Yeah, we're playing a level 126, which is I think a pretty high level, to be honest. Okay. Actually, we're not attacking on turn 1, because a lot of these like combos, they don't really work unless you're attacking on wins. We have like a good amount of spread, I feel like, though, actually. We just can't play like a turn 1 this turn, which sucks. I guess we do this, right? This is probably the best play. The most damage play, at least. I kind of like keeping Pro Cannon for like a survival skills later, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We got 5 damage in. Not bad.
In and out.
If it's made of sand, I can light it.
You could have Troll Chant. I guess he has this, right? So it kind of makes it awkward to do anything. Okay. Actually pretty good for him, I think. Not bad for us either, though. I don't think.
Braum is on the job.
Oh, it is a great day for a reckoning.
I guess we play around Troll Chant with this, right? Let's go. 2 much damage. Yeah, play around Troll Chant with that, and then we drag the Braum with the other thing, so we don't do any damage to him, and then he has to block with Akshan, and we would have buffed up everything so much. Sivir Akshan. Interesting. Turn 1 play? This is really good for turn 1 play. Depending on the rest of the hand, these could be pretty good. Oh, I'm eating these fucking. Oh, fuck.
Gently, gently. Anything else?
I'm eating these,
Find your own.
sour things. Am I supposed to only attack with the Grenadier? By the way, does anyone know? Is that like correct?
Almost. Got it. Watch your head.
I probably could block that, but we're gonna play this, see what he plays.
Crowd's ready. Let's reckon.
Perfect, so now he can't play the Waking Sands. That's what we wanted.
Told you I wasn't done.
Oh, I think we dragged this one, right? Because if we drag that one, this Boom Crew still dies, but then this can take a good trade on this one. Whereas if we do this now, it can still trade this one, but at least it dies. So instead of him having 2 into life, he only gets 1. Oh, we actually could have killed that one though, huh? So he wouldn't have the 2 units alive.
Got a lizard and a shovel.
Okay, yeah, we actually did misplay. I fucking, it made sense in my fucking mind, and now immediately I see it and I realize I'm silly. Because, I mean, if he's gonna block the 4 attack, which I honestly should have realized, then it dies and then this dies. And then even if he does block that, I guess, we do get the 1, like, I didn't consider Battlecaster with the chompers. I'm such a fucking noob. It's actually a very big deal too. I don't like that.
You've got a problem, I've got a price.
He engages, but will he survive?
Maybe we just do this. Really annoying. I should have probably seen that coming and not done that. Okay, so we want to ideally.
Oh, it is a great day for a reckoning.
How do we do this where we level up Jinx this turn? We have to discard to get excited. No, we have to discard to get excited. Right? Play one of these. Then we discard the Poro. Level Jinx up. Play both Poros. Then she gets her rocket. Play the rocket. Then attack with a really wide board. You will play these though, but the good thing is that we're buffing 3 different yeah, that does nothing.
I'm on a roll.
I can't play the fucking rocket because my mana, dude. Holy shit, I'm so bad at this deck. It's actually absurd. For some reason I thought it was 0 mana. I mean, it's still a lot of damage though, isn't it?
That's all. Blood or
Damn it, I definitely fucking... dude. Even if I win this game, I kind of don't want to upload it because I already fucked up so much. Like, this game is... I fucked up hard. And the fact that it's still winnable is really disturbing to me.
now it's a party.
We literally have lethal. I don't deserve this win. Oh man, whatever.
Business
The
as
deck's too
usual.
good. The deck is too good. We'll take it. Oh, by the way, we should have blocked with that as well, just in case he had lethal here. But I forgot that it'd be in 1 action. Alright, Jinx does so much damage. I should probably watch this back. Because basically, I don't know, I could just be being too hard on myself, but I feel like if I know the rocket's not gonna be
We blew them all up.
played that turn, I probably didn't need to discard some of the Poros, right? And I probably could have pushed extra damage. So I probably wasted a lot of damage that turn just because I didn't realize I'd have to play the fucking rocket. But I mean, it's still kind of crazy that you can. I honestly, I think it's a very good sign for a deck if you can like mess up and still win in Masters. So again, I think that Draven's actually pretty good here. We're attacking on turn 3. However, it just dies to Mystic Shot, which scares me because they're in PNZ. Also, it could slow down my hand. I think because we attack on turn 1, we want to just have a full mulligan for very good odds that we get a really good turn 1 play. Like some Grenadiers, some stuff like that. Hey, there we go. It's not the best turn 1 play, but at least it's something. We don't want to miss damage this turn. Looks like we're just playing an aggro deck. If he doesn't have Grenadier, we can get some damage in. If he does have Grenadier, we play a Spider. That's a really weak attack from him, I think. Oh, not that one. Now the question is, do we get greedy? Because if he can now block this, we lose a lot of damage. But if we were here, if you were to have Mystic Shot, we get punished. If we just develop, oh, we can just develop a second one, right? And he probably can't block both. This is like a super greedy play. Like if he doesn't have a fearsome blocker, we go ham this turn. And if he does, then it's probably still safer to develop the second one to avoid like Mystic Shot. Yeah, so he has to only block one. We still get the damage. So we kill his champion and we get 6 damage in, which seems really good to me.
So obvious.
And he literally has to block this, right? If for some reason he didn't block this, he's just like dead. He's at 9 health. Also, I think that we go for a House Spider line, and then preferably he attacks so we can play Battlecaster. Yeah, we don't block these. I really want him to attack right here. I really want to be able to kill this spider so I can develop this and crowd favorite. Yeah, okay, it was good. We just do this. I don't think we block this because he can't block ours. He has to worry about us, right? Like we can take that 4 damage. Then we get to play Battlecaster. And now we're threatening like so much damage next turn, especially with this crowd favor coming down. If he doesn't kill any of these right now. But this crowd favorite is gonna be 8 attack. What is he looking for? A fearsome blocker? Holy crap. Dude, I swear, how many games like end on turn 5 or earlier? This deck is nuts. Because the games end so fast, I have to just keep playing, try to get as much as I can. Turn and face. Oh no. Poppy Zed. Poppy Zed. Poppy of Zed. I actually don't know why I kept that. I kind of just spam kept it. I mean, I didn't really think. I just. It's probably fine, especially when I gotta do crowd favorites, but Also, this kind of sucks.
They'll never see me coming. It's Draven time.
A spider kind of feels awkward if he plays like a young witch.
The Yordle here's with me.
Okay, young witch, I think we can attack with everything, right? Because he probably blocks this one, but he doesn't want to block either other one. And we're chilling, so it kind of sucks to lose this one, but we get in 3 damage, which is what we need to do. Still keep 2 blockers alive. I don't want to let him kill my Draven. I don't think he's gonna pass his attack either, right?
Let's move.
Nice.
Time for the main event.
I think we can play this now.
I stand for
Yeah.
nonsense. I gotta work
Not the
with
best
this
thing to
joker.
do, but it's pushing some decent damage. I think it's better than any other play we had. We basically only had Boom Baboon into a spinning axe, but I don't know. It didn't feel amazing.
Yeah, I'm out of play.
Like him keeping up mana here is kind of sus. We don't really want to discard anything in our hand. We are getting in quite a bit of damage though. Oh, he's just down. Well, I am also down. I mean, that strikes me as a rally, like a barrier rally onto like this. But I mean, again, his deck has no healing. We have blockers. And no rally either. I feel like if you had rally, you'd do it there. No, maybe not. It's not the best rally. Oh, I guess he just couldn't handle it. And I mean, we're gonna level up Jinx eventually. We have so much damage. We're gonna have another crowd favorite coming down soon.
Me. And maybe
He probably just had no Zed, no real way to put pressure down, no champions. 69, nice. Poppy Ziggs now. Yeah. Let's see what we can do against this. I'm down to keep these. It makes our turn 2 pretty lit. This might be also good as well, although it is kind of slower. I mean, we don't really have better options for a turn 1 play, right? Maybe we just keep it as it'll make our like turn 4 play pretty good. I think so.
No one's the wiser.
We have a blocker, and hopefully he doesn't have a blocker for our 4 damage next turn.
Everything's in place.
That'll be pretty lit. Yeah.
They're just as good as big ones.
Easy. And he doesn't have another 1-drop? Oh. It's too lit.
What does that thing do?
Hmm.
It explodes, of course.
Maybe we just kill Ziggs. Block that. Also, I'm really glad he's not attacking with that, so I don't have to block it with this. Because now we can get a Battlecaster maybe down. Or do we ever go for the Draven? No. I think we go for this, right? Because we can actually rummage 2 of these. Oh no, we can't. Fuck. Okay, so how do we do this? We play Battlecaster, right? Then we rummage these 2.
Let's rock on!
Then we have a nutty attack at burst speed.
Wouldn't you know it, I'll take the wrong mushroom.
This is the attack, right? I think.
I'm not finished.
Pretty good to me. Not like the best, but he's down to 8. We'll ping this thing.
You get all that?
We have to block right now, I think. We can't let it survive. It kinda sucks. Pings a spider. I think we actually play Draven here. Then we go really wide next turn.
All right, team. Adventure time.
Yeah, it's probably what? We play everything, right? Baboon.
Astounding curiosities lie ahead.
I originally wanted to play House Spider, but we still can if he does this, right? That's good.
You suck.
So what do I want to put it on? I spread it onto this thing, right? I was thinking about putting the extra damage onto this thing, but I don't think I care about killing that thing. I think I care about pushing damage. So I put it onto this thing, I think. Yep. Let's go, man. This deck is so crashed. Why did everyone stop playing discard aggro? I don't know. Maybe all the annoying ass like PNZ and like Bandle decks. But so far today it's been doing nuts.